Just in time for yet another podcast. Shane is in, saves the day, and he's one of the most entertaining yet chilled out kind of guys that I've ever seen playing Apex Legends. And it's so fascinating, entertaining. You're gonna parachute down with him and just listen up. Love the gameplay because he has a technique. He uses his techniques for the weaponry very well, and he knows how to handle the pistola and the rifles and whatever other types of guns they are, heavy weapons of sorts, and it's just really awesome. We want to go ahead and expand the region of mindset, and so that we can get kind of a bigger view of what's going on in terms of the Apex Legends maps. So getting to that, what this podcast is going to be about is about third parties and how he said, find where he says that. Oh, he said title, third party is bad and you should feel bad, and that is what we're going to be focused on today, considering Apex Legends, is all about first party, one party, one up, and that is what is up. So as we keep moving forward with life events and Facebook, Twitch, TV, go ahead and subscribe to my friend's channel now. His channel is... Go to www.twitch.tv/adoptclutch808. He's really cool. 808, you know what that is? That stands for drums. It's a certain type of drum kit that they used to use back in the 80s and 80s, 90s. It's actually very common today, and you can hear it a lot in trap music. And so it's also in entrapment music on the freeways when you look left and right. When you're coming down that hill, just remember to slow down because people are still learning in this world. People are still getting educated, and that is the important part of the dream, and we keep just living onward. Apex Legends has a lot of different characters. He's going to definitely show you how to use each character that is in Apex Legends, and go ahead and adopt Clutch808. 808 is also a Hawaii thing. When you start beating on the drums, you dial 1-808 or 1-800, and that's 1800s back in the day, medieval times. And what's happening right here? Here and now is when we have kind of a view of the spotlight. It's kind of incredible because you're up on stage and you're just kind of like, whoa, not even acting, nothing. You're just kind of being yourself. And I was told that one of the most amazing exercises is to be able to just sit in a chair for like an hour, for 2 hours, kind of doing nothing, or just being yourself. And that's actually, I heard that was way more interesting than even some of the X-Men subjects, such as Logan or his brother Victor. And the victor of the situation actually happens to be the one who is able to Cyclops his way through high school. So just make sure your vision is on point. And when you get to that kind of collision level where you're kind of like, throw the diamonds type of thing aside for a moment and think about it more in terms of rhombuses. Rhombuses as in like the UK and the Ukrainian exchange. It's map 13. That map is the one that is going to be designated for either, I think it was Ratu Retaliation or Ratu Yuri's Revenge, but we're going to go ahead and drop the experimental retaliation in lieu of the trees through the forest, because we're still at kind of a Minecraft level. We've got the purple, green, blue, orange. We're gonna go ahead and combine the stones, and it's gonna be kind of like the Gauntlet Glove. And Gauntlet Glove, if you've read about that in magazines, it's something that Thanos was very, very, very reluctant to speak on, because he had some universal plans in exchange for some type of it was like ships of sorts, and they had like missiles and so on, turrets, what do you call them, silos, and it was a really great fun. A lot of great fun. Apex Legends was awesome. You just keep the lights up and on, and yeah, I know I've mentioned lights so many times, but it's one of the most important parts of this. So just quiet down, and as we keep going, we all float on, and it's a fascinating type of experience when you are able to envision God from not just a religious perspective, but from a spiritual perspective. When you're in the corner of white, it's kind of like the number 7, and then you bring it full circle. You kind of it's like a zipper. You take the zipper part of it, as long as it's still on there. Back in the day with backpacks and how the zipper things would come off, and the zip tie kind of jokes. Like when they say "joke's on you, buddy," and then you just kind of smoke it. You have a cigar, you go ahead and smoke, and you say, "Hey, thanks a lot for making me a blip on the radar, and I really appreciate what you did back in the day." I remember when we used to play Halo, and it's kind of like, okay, dodge that. And then we all as friends are able to ask each other for favors beyond the medieval level, and you just got to think up. It's like an upward type of thing, and that's why third parties are just not really an acceptable type of behavior. And it's not a type of it's not a script you want to write, because the modules are. They're not just unpleasant, but they're also corrosive and ferrosant. And ferrosant is a term that comes from, again, ancient Egypt, and it's like a cellular type of word that it seeks music similar to the Rachmaninoff type of notations. So when you look through the notations on the keyboards, you press the white, the black keys, and there's a reason why it's sharp and flat. And so when you actually look at the sheet music, and then you return, because it's not a funny situation. It's not funny at all, and you can't really laugh at it, but you can obviously see that smile. And then it's just like, why is that person still alive though? It's because, as a systemic type of mainframe, you go ahead and just you keep shooting forward, and it's just like there's a running experience left to the right, and then there's like a fast kind of travel option. It's like how Skyrim used to be, but now it's going to go ahead and there's only one button, and as soon as that button is pressed, it's just kind of like, that was incredible, this and that. And, nobody really cares. Nobody cares about what it is you're trying to fucking do in terms of what nobody cares business overall is a part of. Okay? And that's why you're going to go ahead and sit down and just keep putting those little things inside each cartridge that you see from the noticed and noticeable. Noticeable is actually more the term we're looking for. Type of it's like an armor of sorts that you put on, and then you're just like, okay, what next? And it's more like a life vest, the ones that they used to use back in the day. That was post-medieval times. People oftentimes around then, they didn't know how to swim. And, around the icebergs and around, the glaciers, forests, and then, you have the, not a cyborg necessarily, but more like some kind of like a cougar cat of types. What is it? A saber-tooth. And so what they call a silver saber tooth is that's like one of the items that you pick out from monetization, and then you change it up, and you realize that when you have the stone formations and you climb up the cobblestone moss, in either an update or a type of mod, then therefore you're going to find yourself to be an Apex legend on top of all the distinctive red trips and the wiring situations that occur in the upper level. And as you see it blink from top to bottom, kind of in Jurassic fashion, where the electronic cables go from one girder to the other, it's more like the palm trees are waving from the side of like a soccer field in Yamaha Park. And Yamaha Park is where the pianos are played. So therefore, thank you everyone for staying tuned, and have a wonderful evening and whatever. Just quiet. Alright? That's not what's happening for you or whatever. So I'm just being myself. As you can see, Shane is being himself, and we are awesome. We're all great team players in this overall thing we call life. And that's why we're going to have a wonderful Christmas. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Thank you for just keep your nose out of everyone's business except for your business. And if your business is universal, then you know what? You're going to have to go ahead and just smile. And there are the walls of the... Okay. All right. Okay. Anyways, time to go ahead and end this podcast here. Thank you so much, and see you in the next podcast. All right, Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays, New Year's. AdoptClutch808, Twitch.tv.